Welcome back to Master Bridge. 8 leading players are competing in an individual tournament, changing partners after every 4 hands. At stake is a first prize of £5,000 and a second prize of £2,000. And at the end of the contest, Sammy, Kehela and I are going to award a further £1,000 prize for outstanding play. As we go along, Sammy is analysing the bidding and play of the hands and keeping track of the score. Sammy.
Nicola, the joint leaders are still Rixi Markus and Martin Hoffman with 11 points, followed by Irving Rose and Jeremy Flint with 9, then Omar Sharif and Jane Priday with 7, and finally Zia Mahmood and Robert Sheehan with 5. And in this session, we have the added interest of the joint leaders, Rixi Markus and Martin Hoffman, opposing each other at the same table. Let's join the players for the first hand, where both sides are vulnerable. The dealer is East, Martin Hoffman, playing with Zia Mahmood against Rixi Markus North and Robert Sheehan South. North-South seem to have enough points for a game with no outstanding trump suit. So I imagine they'll end up in 3-no trump.
1 club.
1 diamond.
1 spade.
Well,
Pass. 1 no trump.
Pass.
I think Rixi has an easy 3-no trump bid now. But she's just checking the possibilities.
Stop. 3 no trumps.
I must say it's not everybody's style to overcall 1 diamond vulnerable with the west hand.
It's such a poor suit.
It's a poor suit and not a very strong hand, but who am I to quarrel with somebody who has enjoyed as much success as Zia?
I suppose if we worried about this every time we bid, there'd be no competitive bidding.
Yes.
He's led the 5th highest diamond. Do you think that's an attitude? It's
Well,
unusual, isn't it, Sammy?
Yes, most people lead the 4th best, but in a situation where you have all the high cards, or most of the high cards for your side, there's little danger of deceiving partner, it's sometimes best to lead a false card, because the only person who's going to be affected is the declarer, although not in this instance, because you've overcalled, so your declarer is going to know you have 5 diamonds at this vulnerability.
2 of diamonds.
Sheehan knows that West must have at least 5 diamonds for his vulnerable overcall. If West has 6, it must be right to duck East Jack, as it must be singleton, and he can't continue the suit. If West has 5 diamonds, East has 1 other apart from the Jack. If it's a low one, it doesn't matter when Sheehan plays his king. If West has both the missing aces, the diamonds are bound to be established.
If East has one of the aces, it would pay to hold off the first round of diamonds. But then, you have to guess which ace he has, so that you can attack West's entry first. But if East's only other diamond is a 9 or 10, then taking the first diamond with the king will leave the suit blocked on the second round, and then it doesn't matter where the outside entries are. East 9 cannot be overtaken by West without establishing dummies 8. Altogether, a complex and difficult decision. Does East have a second diamond? If so, is it the 9 or 10, or 6 or 7?
4 diamonds.
Oh.
He's got it wrong, but he could be right if West had 6-card diamond suit and an ace.
King.
His play would have been right, but I think it's slightly against the odds. Yes, if he had taken the Jack of diamonds with the king, the 8 of diamonds would have come into play, because there is no way that the defense could have untangled their diamond tricks before declarer had established his 2 major suits.
It is true to say that Zia's lead helped confuse the issue, because had he led his 4th highest, I think Robert would have made the contract.
Certainly, there's nothing unexceptional about Sheehan's play. If West had Queen 10 9 to 6 diamonds, he may have well have made the right play.
And it's likely at the vulnerability
Yes,
it
that
is
he
Queen
would
10
have.
9
Yes,
to 6, because he has overcalled.
6 of hearts.
Okay.
It's easy to see if West had 6 diamonds, the Queen 10 9, a major suit ace, and the King of clubs, he certainly would have bid a diamond. He certainly would have led a small diamond. He might well have led a small diamond, and Sheehan's play would have been 100% right. In any event, Sheehan did not guess the East-West combination on that hand, And he went one down in his contact of 3 no trump. 100 points to
Club ace jack.
Zia Mahmood and Martin Hoffman.
If I don't bid, it's better. Then it's almost impossible. If I don't bid and I leave the 3 of diamonds, he's got no chance, because now he doesn't know the diamonds aren't breaking.
Zia's analysis, as so often, is absolutely right. Let's see how Irving Rose and Omar fare on this difficult hand. They're sitting north-south against Jeremy Flint and Jane Priday east-west.
Pass. 1 club.
Ah, well, Omar's
One
obviously a
diamond.
strong no-trumper. Jane's in too.
1 spade.
Pass. 1 no trump.
Pass.
Stop. 3 no trump.
So they've duplicated the bidding sequence in the other room.
Pass.
Pass. Pass. We're playing weak no trump.
We're playing 16-18.
She's led the orthodox card, the 4th highest diamond. And now the problem that faces Omar is, should he take the first diamond or should he duck the first diamond?
Isn't this where the rule of 11 comes in, Sammy?
Yes. Well, he knows that there are 5 cards in the north, east, and south hands that are higher than the 6. He sees 3 in his own hand and the dummy, but it is possible that East could have Jack 7. If East has the Jack 7, would West have led the 6 of diamonds from Queen 10, 9, 6, 3?
So to sum up the rule of 11, you subtract from 11 the opening lead made if it's a small card.
And that is the number of cards that are held in that suit by the other 3 hands.
Small, but 2 of diamonds.
A moment of truth.
4.
Yes, he has made the same play as Sheehan did in the other room, and for certainly the same reason.
9 of diamonds.
King.
Unfortunately, he's going to go down. I think now he knows what he should have done, or what he might have done. He's wondering now if he can recover. If West has 1 ace and he knocks that out first, can he succeed? Yes, he can succeed if West has only 1 of the aces.
But he's got to decide which one.
He's got to
hasn't he?
decide which one.
4 of spades.
That's the suit his strongest 7-card suit. It's more natural to get rid of the ace of spades first, isn't it?
Stronger, yes. Now Jane is thinking, if I let him steal a spade trick now, is there any possibility he can make the contract? And the answer is that is very unlikely, because if he has a king of spades and the queen jack of hearts, he certainly can't have enough in clubs.
3 of spades.
She's
No,
taken
she's
the
not
ace.
taking any chances, and I think she's dead right.
Ace of
And
diamonds.
she's also playing the queen of diamonds to make
Four.
sure her partner knows that her entry for the diamonds is in hearts, the higher of the diamonds left. It's a sort of McKinney position.
Nine of spades. 6. King.
There's nothing that Omar can do now to retrieve the position.
4 of hearts.
And he knows his fate once West shows up with the ace of hearts, taking 2 diamond tricks. Matching the result in the other room, where Bob Sheehan also went down in 3 no trump. 100 points again to East and West,
3 of club.
and each of the 8 players scores 1 point for a tied board. Jane was always going to put the contract down once Omar had miscalculated on the first trick. After that tied result, let's go to the second hand, where East-West are vulnerable. The dealer
Why goes to
There's
sleep
Mrs.
in
Markus
this
in the
commercial
north
vehicle?
position, playing with Robert Sheehan.
The next one.
East-west are Martin Hoffman and Zia Mahmood.
One heart.
One spade.
Everything is normal so far. Question whether Sheehan will bid 4 hearts or make
Stop.
a temporizing bid.
4 hearts.
On a different vulnerability,
Pass.
Zia might have bid 4
Pass.
spades.
Pass.
If the vulnerability had been reversed, but with his side vulnerable and the other side not, he's decided to go quietly.
I'm sorry.
Well, East has led the Jack of Clubs, as would you and I.
Okay.
You heard me say that
Now, if Rixi can arrange to keep Zia off lead, to prevent a damaging diamond lead through her king, then she might be able to have end play possibilities against East. But in order to do that, she can't afford to give West the lead in clubs, and the only way she can do that, it seems, from here, is to duck the club altogether.
The lead of the Jack of Clubs promises the 10. So if Rixi ducks it completely and West overtakes his partner's Jack with his king in order to lead a diamond or a spade through declarer, Rixi will lose 1 club trick and 2 diamond tricks. But she's still in command. She can win the next trick, draw trumps and take the marked 9 of clubs finesse. Then cash the ace and queen of clubs, throwing away her 2 losing spades. If West doesn't play his club king, he never gets on lead. Rixi can eliminate clubs and arrive eventually at this position, having lost only 1 trick. Now a losing spade finesse forces East to concede either a diamond or a spade.
Ace of clubs.
Oh, she hasn't done it.
She's gone up with the ace, which is second best, but I don't think it's going to help her now.
6.
6, Jack. 6, 5, Jack.
King of hearts.
9.
6.
3.
Now it's a question of where she wants to be to lead the second,
5 of hearts.
where she wants to win the trump to lead. So she's
2.
decided she's going to lead a club back, obviously.
9 of spades.
Well, she's played a club, and now she has to consider. Supposing she ducks this club, is she all right?
She's led the 5 Martins covered with the 8.
Suppose she ducks this. West has to duck it as well.
Yes, I think she's still all right, Sammy.
Yes.
Small.
Aha. A good recovery.
Queen.
10 of clubs, queen, king, she can rough it. Cross to
Just
the
one,
dummy.
yeah?
Yep.
10.
Yes, I think she's home now because she can cash the 9 of clubs, discarding the
9
10
of
of spades,
clubs.
and play ace and queen of spades, and East is end played. No? Well,
3 of spades.
it's still all right. She can play a spade to the 10, and East is end played again. Or the queen of spades. Yes, East is left with 2 losing options. He can either return a spade into the ace-queen or cast the ace of diamonds,
For me to count.
permitting North to make her king. It seemed initially that she had erred by taking the first club, but in fact she was able to recover due to the fact that East had the 8 of clubs. If West had had the 8 of clubs, he would
couldn't
have.
have made it.
She could not have made it,
Why
right?
overtake the king of clubs? No, she gets 2 discards.
In our view, Rixi's line was a little risky. After she took the ace of clubs at trick 1, She had to rely on East not having a club lower than the 8. Otherwise, West can win the second club cheaply and lead the Queen of Diamonds through.
Well, we can ask Rixi herself what she thinks. But first, let's see the hand played at the other table.
Irving Rose and Omar Sharif playing against Jeremy Flint East and Jane Priday West. The dealer is North and East-West. Flint and Jane Priday are vulnerable.
1 heart.
1 spade.
The same intervention by Jeremy Flint as at the other table.
In the other room at
2
this
clubs.
stage, Sheehan bid 4 hearts.
2 spades.
Yes. Omar
Two no trump.
prefers the
Yes.
slower continental approach.
4 hearts.
He's trying to show
Pass.
what we call a delayed game raise.
Pass.
Pass.
A delayed game raise is a hand good enough to raise to game, but concentrated in the suits that you bid with the points concentrated.
The problem with this sequence is that with East and West bidding and supporting spades, it is tempting for East to lead a spade. If East does lead a spade, it gives the contract away a trick 1.
Jack of clubs.
Jeremy has done very well to avoid the spade lead. He has made the same lead as in the other room, the Jack of clubs.
It's inspired, really.
Now, as we've seen, in order to make this hand, the declarer has to make certain that West does not get on lead. And as we have seen, the way to do that is not to play the Queen of clubs on the opening lead. Either the ace or a small one will do.
A small one looks unnatural, but
It succeeds.
yes.
Ace of clubs. 6.
He's made the same start as Rixi has in the other room.
I notice again West
King of
playing the third highest
Yes.
to show 4.
2, 4, 3.
Well, he'll want to be in his hand after drawing the second trump to lead a club up, I reckon. But he's just making
5
sure.
of hearts. 9. Ace.
9 of spades.
Almost card for card as in the other room so far. And now the critical play.
5 of clubs.
8.
9.
Ah. I think that's a small error.
Yes,
Nicola.
I do too. I think he's going down now. He played it too quickly.
Yes.
It looks like it doesn't cost anything.
King.
Now West has to play
Play
the
that
Queen of Diamonds.
Now, is there a possibility she might play a spade?
Yes.
Jeremy's 9 of spades is perhaps unfortunate, but he doesn't know that his partner has a Queen Jack 10 of diamonds specifically.
I suppose if partner has the Ace Queen of Spades and the Ace of Diamonds, it's right now to play a spade.
Well, she's led an obedient spade. Now Irving can recover, can't he?
Jack. 3 of spades.
No,
No, because Jeremy can now lead a club.
Yes, he could have recovered, could he not, if he had played the ace
Ace of Spades, yes. Gone to the dummy, discarded the spade and exited with the spade.
Yes.
Queen of clubs.
It's a bit of ping pong, really, isn't it, Sammy?
Yes, one can't criticize Jane's play. I think it's eminently reasonable, but I think that Irving has given this less than the best play, but we shall soon
Small
see.
club. Queen of hearts.
7 of diamonds.
I think he's still all right. Is he all right, do you think?
No, I don't
Yes.
think he is.
He has
5 of
lost
spades.
He's lost a club, a spade, and he's going to lose 2 diamonds. He's going down, Sammy.
He's roughed the club in his hand, hasn't he, or has he not?
Yes, he has.
So if he comes down to a position with 2 diamonds and a spade in the dummy, and the bare king of diamonds and the ace queen in his hand, what is East to do?
Irving is trying to arrive at this 3-card end position. On the last trump, he bears his king of diamonds, and then must read East's discard. That shouldn't be difficult, since East is marked with 5 spades on the bidding.
10 of hearts.
Trade that.
Seven of hearts.
I think if he throws a 5 of diamonds now, East is down to the king and 1 spade, and he'll have to blank the ace of diamonds.
You're right.
If he now leads a diamond, he's all right. But he's got to discard the 5.
You've got to read it absolutely
Yes.
right.
He's got to discard the 5
And I
of
mean,
diamonds.
that's what he's been playing for.
Yes, Jeremy's now blanked his ace of diamonds, and Irving has read the position well.
Spade.
Well, it seems that there's more than one way to make this hand after all.
Rixi, you played that 4-heart hand very well. I suppose on the opening lead you had to guess whether the lead was from Jack X or Jack 10X.
I usually think at trick 1, what to do about a hand. And there was an overcall of 1 spade over my 1 heart opening bid. And I had to work out what his club holding could be. And I thought that I cannot afford at that first trick to let the East hand take a trick and play the diamond through, because having bid spades without ace queen 10, I was sure the ace of diamonds was over my king, and then I would lose 4 tricks. And I thought if I let him hold it, it could be a singleton, it could be king jack 10, it could be jack 10 bear, whatever it is. I decided I will put up the ace and then examine the situation afterwards.
It certainly wasn't clear-cut. Rixi, you've been at the top of women's bridge for nearly 50 years. How have you managed that?
I wonder myself. I'm surprised. I've been waiting all the time that someone would turn up, like Nicola or some other female, you see, and push me off the throne. But I'm very glad that I could hold my own even up to now. But I mean, I don't understand it. But I think on the whole, I've been very lucky.
Your bidding methods tend to be fairly natural. Do you find that a handicap when playing these days when everybody's got scientific methods?
You see, I played in my early days a very artificial system. And I found out that as soon as the other players find the answer to these very artificial systems, they're not worth as much as they seem to be worth in the beginning. And I reserve my brain power, so to speak, for the defense and the play of the hands, which I think is very important. And I think bidding any system really works well as long as it's a good system. I mean, you don't have to have a complicated system to make it a good system. You know, I think you are a knacker player, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much, Rixi. That's the first session in which we've had 2 tied boards, so the tournament order is unchanged. Rixi and Martin Hoffman with 13 points, lead from Rose and Flint with 11, Jane Priday and Omar Sharif with 9, and Zia Mahmood and Robert Sheehan with 7.
Well, still everything to play for. See you for our next session of Master Bridge.